friend started dating my dad. I wish I was making this up. I wish this was just some bizarre dream I could wake up from and laugh about later. But no, my best friend is dating my dad. And it's every bit as messed up as it sounds. My name's Riley. I'm 24. I live in Oregon, and up until a few months ago, I thought I had a pretty decent life. Not perfect, far from it, but I had things I could count on. Like my best friend Sky. We've been inseparable since freshman year of college. She was loud and wild and the total opposite of me, but somehow we just clicked. We joked that we were platonic soulmates. And my dad. Yeah, we were close too. His name's Mark. He raised me on his own after my mom passed when I was 10. He was a young dad, only 22 when I was born, so we were always more like siblings than father and daughter. He was cool, laid back, supportive, the kind of dad all my friends loved, especially Sky, but I didn't think anything of it at first. It started small, harmless, or at least it looked harmless. Like when we'd all hang out at my place, Sky would always gravitate toward him. She'd tease him, laugh a little too hard at his jokes, compliment the way he dressed. I chalked it up to her being friendly. She's always been a flirt but never crossed a line, and I trusted her. God, that was a mistake. I remember one night in particular, we were watching a movie at my place, me, Sky, and my dad. He was on the recliner, we were on the couch, and halfway through, Sky just got up and sat next to him. I made a dumb joke like, "Wow, stealing my dad now," and she just laughed and said, "What can I say? He's the hottest dad I've ever met." I laughed too, because I thought it was a joke, but looking back, she meant it. Things got weirder after that. She started asking about him all the time. Like, "What's your dad doing this weekend?" Or, "Is your dad seeing anyone?" I'd brush it off, but the questions kept coming. Once I even joked, "Why are you so obsessed with my dad lately?" She just smiled and said, "He's kinda hot, don't you think?" I told her to shut up. I told her it was weird. She agreed, or pretended to, and I believed her. Until the day I walked in on them. Yeah, that actually happened. It was a random Tuesday. I'd just gotten off work early, wasn't supposed to be home for another few hours. I didn't even text anyone, just walked in like normal. And there they were, on the couch, kissing, full on, like hands in each other's hair, bodies close, totally oblivious to the world. I stood there frozen, my brain literally refusing to process what I was seeing. It was Sky who saw me first. She gasped, pulled away like she'd been burned. My dad looked up, completely pale. He stood up and stammered, "Riley, it's not what it looks like." And I just said, "It looks like you're making out with my best friend." Sky tried to speak, tried to say something, but I didn't let her. I walked out. Slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. Drove around aimlessly for hours, trying not to scream or throw up or crash my car. When I finally calmed down enough to breathe, I checked my phone. 10 missed calls from Sky, 5 from my dad, a million texts, all saying the same things, "Please talk to me. It just happened. I didn't mean for you to find out like that." Find out like that. As if there was a right way to discover your best friend is hooking up with your dad. The betrayal hit me in waves. I felt disgusted, humiliated, confused, angry, but mostly I just felt so alone. Because who do you even talk to about something like this? Who do you go to when the two people you trusted most completely shatter that trust in one afternoon? When I finally answered Sky's call 2 days later, I didn't say anything. I just listened. She started crying immediately. Said she didn't plan for it to happen, that it just developed over time, that she was shocked by how much they connected. I asked her, "When did it start?" Silence. Then she said, "A few months ago." A few months. While she was staying at my place. While she was texting me about guys she wasn't interested in. While she was making jokes about how hot my dad was. She said it wasn't serious at first, just flirting, but then it turned into something more. Something more. She said, "I didn't know how to tell you, I didn't want to hurt you." I said, "But you did it anyway." She went quiet after that. And I hung up. As for my dad, I didn't speak to him for over a week. When I finally did, it was short. I asked him one question. "Would you be okay if I started dating one of your friends?" He didn't answer. I said, "Exactly." Then I left. That was 3 months ago, 3 months. 3 months of radio silence. No texts, no calls, no visits. I blocked Sky on everything. And my dad, I didn't even know how to face him. I moved in with a coworker, temporarily, just to avoid being in the same house. I told people it was for space, but the truth is, I felt sick being anywhere near the place they used to sneak around behind my back. It wasn't just betrayal, it was violation. My trust, my home, my entire sense of what was real. And for what? For their little connection. I spent those months going over everything in my head, every little red flag I ignored, every time I laughed off the way she looked at him. Every time he brushed it off like she was just being playful. I felt so stupid, so used. But what really broke me, neither of them stopped. I found out through a mutual friend that they were still seeing each other. Even after everything, they didn't even try to hide it anymore. They went to a farmer's market together. She posted a story on her backup Instagram with his dog in the background. I wasn't even looking. Someone sent it to me with the caption, "Is that your dad?" Yes, yes, it was. And no, she didn't even try to apologize again. Not once. She made her choice, so did he. About a month ago, my dad texted me, first time in weeks. He said, "I miss you, can we talk?" I left him on read. And then 2 days later, he showed up at my job. Just walked in like nothing had happened, stood by the counter like a customer, and waited until I saw him. I didn't even know what to say. I pulled him outside, completely embarrassed. I said, "What are you doing here?" He looked tired. Older somehow. He said, "I just want to talk, please." So I let him. We sat in his car. He said he was sorry. Said he never meant to hurt me. That it started as harmless fun, and then they both caught feelings and it got complicated. I said, "You could have told me, you should have told me." He nodded. He agreed. Then he said something that made my skin crawl. He said, "You and Sky aren't kids anymore. I didn't think it would matter this much. Didn't think it would matter." My best friend, my dad, I just stared at him and said, "I hope she's worth it." He looked away. And that was the last time I saw him. It still hurts. A lot more than I'd like to admit. I don't have that many close people in my life. And now the two I loved the most, gone, by their own choice. But I've started rebuilding. Slowly. A few weeks ago, I moved into my own apartment. Small, but mine. I've made new friends, kept some distance emotionally, but I'm trying. I've started journaling, going to therapy, getting back into things I used to love. And yeah, some nights I still scroll back through old photos of me and Sky, wondering how the hell we got here. How she could just throw everything away for him. How he could choose her over me. But then I remember, people show you who they are, you just have to be willing to look. And honestly, if that's who they are, they deserve each other. I deserve better. I don't know if I'll ever speak to either of them again. Maybe one day, maybe not. But I do know this, I'm done blaming myself. I didn't ruin anything. They did. So if you've ever been betrayed by the people you trusted most, if someone crossed a line so deep it split your world in two, just know you're not alone. You didn't deserve it. You're not crazy. And you're not weak for feeling broken after it. Some betrayals cut deep, but eventually you heal. Even if you never get the apology, even if you never get the closure. Sometimes walking away is the closure. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you never thought would hurt you, just know you're not alone. Stories like this are real, and they matter. If you want to hear more true, raw confessions, hit that subscribe button and stick around. I'll see you in the next story.